Sorry. You know what it is? Like, I'm like.
What's up, guys?
No, no. You know what it is?
Latinos for Trump right here.
Because I guess.
I know you guys are bored as fuck, but we're just having some conversations right now, talking to some people, trying to red pill them, just and hearing out the other side. You know what I mean? So that's what's going on right now. Some thoughts. Some thoughts. I mean, if you guys wanna hit me up, let me know what you guys wanna want me to say.
I know the band, but I don't know any of it.
Oh yeah.
I'm not Asian, by the way.
That's like
So,
the only song I know.
you know, Latinos got like a little bit of Asian eyes. You know, that's how we are. We got that indigenous features. Feel me?
Yeah, but I don't know. 60s, 70s.
That's what you guys
Yeah, I
are
listened to a
doing.
little bit about it.
What is this whole shit about, like
I
seasons?
think I've heard of it.
I don't know.
Really know
You guys are you guys are making fucking episodes out here. We got some interesting groups of people over here, and this girl's a teacher apparently. Interesting, telling us about how she's mad about the Betsy DeVos confirmation. So we're trying to learn a little bit more about that. We're trying to talk to people, and you know, this is what needs to happen. We gotta come together and just speak a little bit. You know, just speak to each other like human beings, be civilized about shit, and not resort to violence and get triggered and all this bullshit. I think a lot of people that are on the left feel that a lot of Trump supporters are just too close-minded, too hard-headed, and just not open to speaking. We're open to dialogue. I think it's you guys that aren't open to dialogue, and we're proving that right now. We're just trying to speak to people over here and hear their side, hear what the left has to say. You know, I'm hearing some things, and we're trying to make the best of it. Trying to learn a little bit more, because you gotta stay open-minded. You know, as much as I dislike liberals and the things that they believe in and how hard they go for it, you gotta give them a chance, and you know, you gotta start speaking to other people, just talk to them about, you know, politics. I think it's an interesting topic, you know what I mean? So, man, this is cold as fuck right now. Fuck, it is cold as fuck. So I'm Frank Legend. So over here at the He Will Not Divide Us. I didn't think I was gonna stay this late, but yeah, Latinos for Trump. Shout outs to Marco Gutierrez, founder of Latinos for Trump. Shout outs to Robert. If you out there watching, fucked up Robert. You should have came through. He's in Facebook jail because Zuckerberg blocked him. Had like a lot of fucking views on this Facebook, and shit, man. What else? What else I gotta say? Yo, we gotta get more Latinos out here, man. Too many blanquitos over here. We gotta get our people, you know? We gotta get our people out here representing. You guys gotta stop with this whole, like, you know, calling us coconuts and traitors. You know, I think you guys are really misinformed. And I guess I should take this time to talk about, I guess, the wall and illegal immigration. I'm a Latino. Frank Legend. I'm against illegal immigration. I have nothing against, you know, immigration. Of course, you know, this land is a land of immigrants. It's a melting pot. But there's laws, and these laws have to be respected. No matter how you look at it, they have to be respected. And if you broke the law, there's consequences. It's plain and simple. And I feel like we come from Latin America, South America, you know, and we bring this, it's offensive to say, it's politically incorrect to say, but this third world mentality, you know, into the U.S., to this first world nation. And we feel that we can do whatever the hell we want. We can, you know, throw rocks at police, you know, protest and just break shit and, you know, destroy things. That's what happens in fucking Latin America. We left Latin America to come to the U.S. so we don't go through that shit. In Latin America, it's crazy. Like, I have people, I'm from Ecuador, and people in Ecuador are fucking crazy. Like, the cops are scared of the people over there. Like, they throw rocks, hit them with sticks, beat them up and just
Fucking bitch. I was just
go ham.
walking down the hall.
You can't do that shit here. But we're reaching a point where it's actually happening here too. And I'm against that because we left our countries to come to a country that's a little bit more civilized. And it's offensive. I guess it might be offensive to some people to say that there's a third world like mentality, but it's the truth. Like the truth hurts. It's medicine. It's so you guys could like wake up. We can't follow in that same path. We have to be a little bit more civilized, a little bit more, respectful to the law, and acknowledge that these laws cannot be broken because they're like it's a domino effect. Once you break one law, more laws get broken. You let more things slide, and that's not acceptable. And that's when the whole society starts crumbling. I'm against illegal immigration. I came here to this country legally. It took us, a long time to come, but we got in here the right way, and yeah, like there's nothing like that we have to worry about. I'm a citizen. I'm a U.S. citizen, and I'm American. You know what I mean? So, and that's something another thing that a lot of Latinos have trouble dealing with, especially that were born here. Latinos that were born here, they don't feel American. They don't realize that they're American. They don't want to accept their American side. And I'm talking to my people right now because this is something deep that we have. Is I guess like we have strong ties with our our motherlands because of our family. Because we love our moms and dads. We love our roots. I'm proud of my indigenous roots. I'm proud of my Latino side. I'm proud of everything. 100% yo puedo hablar español. It's all good. But we don't want to accept our American side. We don't want to accept that we are American. We don't want to accept that we have been Americanized. If you're living here, plan on living for the next 10, 20 years, you don't plan on going nowhere, you're an American, bro. Like, that's the thing. And another big thing, very, very important. Since you were in elementary school, preschool, elementary, middle school, high school, you were in this institution, in this country, you've been pledging allegiance to the flag. And this is something that I want to like really tell you guys that's very, very important. Pledging allegiance to the flag is no small thing. Because just think about the words that you use on the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. You are pledging allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. And so like that's huge. So just listen to the words that you say, for which to the republic for which it stands, because this is the republic. For which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible. Think about it. We are indivisible. With justice and liberty for all. You're pledging allegiance. This is not like no small thing. We've been doing that since we were little. In elementary school, I've been doing that shit all my life. I was in elementary school. I was pledging allegiance, but we don't really take into account, how important these words are. If you've been doing this your whole life, you're an American, bro. You gotta wake up. And the Pledge of Allegiance is a very important thing that a lot of people don't realize that they're doing. You're doing it at school, you're doing it at the Super Bowl, you're doing it, at plays or whatever, events. And you see rallies and stuff. And so that's deep. It's some deep thinking that you gotta go through. You gotta accept your American side. You're American. You're so fucking privileged to be in this country. For Christmas, what you doing? You're wondering, oh, should I get an iPad or should I get the new Jordans? Like, bro, who the fuck, in what country, what other countries do that? Only like the U.S., France, Germany, big countries. You think they're worried about fucking getting an iPad or Jordans for Christmas in Mexico, in Ecuador? Nah. Son, they're worried about making enough food to pay for their lunch, and cleaning the shoes and shit in the streets, or selling candy at the airport like in our countries. We came away from that shit. You guys gotta stop like not accepting your American side, and that's what I gotta say to a lot of my Latinos out there that might feel that they're not American, that they're fucking Mexican, and this whole Mexican nationalism or South American national, you guys gotta you gotta wake up, you gotta accept all parts of you. Like, I'm proud of my indigenous roots, porque soy 100% indígena, tengo la cara así, no tengo la cara de no bueno, yeah, I guess, right, but so that's what I gotta say to you guys, the Latinos out there that are watching. Accept your American side, accept your Latino side. Just be proud of where you're from. You're respectful to the law. You gotta be against illegal immigration because these laws, they're like domino effects. Once you start breaking that shit, you letting this slide, you gotta let a whole bunch of shit slide, and now you gotta pay the consequences. What's gonna happen? The big boss came through. Trump is coming back with the law, and we're fucked because we didn't we didn't follow the laws to get into this country. Now, if you had followed the law, you wouldn't have to deal with this shit now. So it's really it's on us, on what we've done in our actions, and our actions have consequences. So hopefully this reaches out to a lot of people out there, to a lot of Latinos out there that are listening to this. Make sure you you think about this, share this with your people, and yeah. Frank Legend, I'm out.
Here's the better thing. Like, don't play too much video games, honestly. Like,